Hello world, this is Stefan of Lenjigan Games. If you try this game out and you have fun, feel free to join the Lenjigan Games Discord. Also, any help to the game through Patreon would be greatly appreciated. On that note, thank you Fish with Headphones for the Patreon support. As of May 25th, 2022, I've made the new image index and I've refined the naming convention for game files. Before I get to those accomplishments, though, here's why I didn't put anything out last week. I didn't have a graphics card for an entire week. This story started when I found a high-tier refurbished card at a pre-lockdown price online. I'd been waiting to upgrade back to it after accidentally melting one 2 years ago. When the card arrived, I put it in and it worked perfectly well, so I put the mid-tier card into my friend's computer to upgrade it over its APU. A half hour later, the high-tier card died. Now, I admit that saying I didn't have a graphics card is slightly hyperbolic. My first thought was that I'm not Indian giving the mid-tier card, but we did have laying around a graphics card from 2012. Technically, I did have a means to project video out of my computer at 800 by 600 resolution, thanks to the generic Windows driver. I couldn't install the proper driver for the card though because this computer doesn't have Windows XP installed, nor does Windows 10 have administrator mode. Furthermore, Godot needed a proper video driver in order to run, so until I got a reasonably new card, I was physically unable to work on the game. Fortunately, as a reward for my patience, I found an even more powerful card locally for the same price as the high-tier one. So I bought that and changed my return from replacement to refund. With that out of the way, the development side has been, I admit, a bit light. Creating the new index turned out to be incredibly quick. I had to do a bit of reformatting for the human index, but once I finished that, I copied it, took the copy, and auto-replaced the word human with the word hobbit 112 times, physically taking 7 seconds. The main reason that I consider that to be a triumph, though, is that it means future modding will be that much smoother. Also relevant to modding, I feel the need to explain why I still continue refining the primary naming convention for my game. To start, the names for all the image packages are all a jumble of words and integers in a specific order, with each word and number serving as an indexing tag. Because bodies get generated procedurally, nobody knows how each body will look before it's built. Thus, the game needs a way to figure out what it needs, to find what it needs, and to grab what it needs. The naming convention is the finding what it needs part, and the more ways that I figure out how to put together a unique body, the more variables I need to put into the names. However, a tangentially related variable that came to my attention that's definitely useful, even if not completely necessary, that being art style. When I eventually get all of the art redrawn, simply adding it all under an additional library of work is a more fail-safe method than would be replacing all the still technically functional images completely. Additionally, because I expect this game to get modded, adding new images is always cleaner and less painless than is replacing old ones. As for what brought art styles to my attention, that's because I'm currently commissioning an artist in whom I have some hopes. This is the third time that an artist has successfully started working on the art for this game, so I do still have more reservations than does the Watergate Hotel, but this is an artist that I've known for a while, so at the least I have some assurance that if life does get in the way, it won't do so in either of the ways that happened with the first two artists. I'm still trying to recuperate from a mix of this fiasco and the still ongoing problems from understaffing at my day job, but this looks to be a good week to start focusing on pathfinding properly.